Kirito just attracts all the girls. She doesn't act on it. I think Zidane is the better like ladies' man. I think he's like slicker. Kirito is kind of like goofy and all over the place, but all the girls just love him. But I don't think he's a great ladies' man. I mean, he like fumbles so many times with Asuna. The one scene, the one scene that is fantastic, where he sleeps over, and he's just like, yeah, I just want to sleep over, not sleep with you. And she's already like undressing.
That was not awkward to record or watch. We watched a live, we were doing like a live viewing with a group of people, and I remember saying when we recorded, I was like, this is the one episode that I do not want to watch with people, because it's just so uncomfortable. And then we're sitting there, I was like, episode 10, what happens in episode 10?
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, no. It was so uncomfortable.
It's because you said that.
Exactly.
It always happens.
So Zidane, I think is better.
What would be your pickup line to Zidane?
I don't know. I don't know. Let me think about the Zidane pickup line. It's been a while since I've played that part. It's been a number of years now. So, and I still need to play Final Fantasy IX. So I don't know his full personality.
Flirt.
Just flirt? Nice.
Yes.
This is a question for Cherami. How did you find your voice for Lizzie?
For Lizzie and Black Butler?
Yes.
Well, that was a show that everybody at Funimation wanted to work on, because we never get to use accents when we get to, rarely we get to use accents. And then this one, we all got to be British, and we're all Texans. We all want to use our British accent that we worked on when we were in theater school. There's no time to use that. Other than when you like, leave Harry Potter and you're stuck in the accent watching the movie. That's the only time you use a British accent. So I read for a couple of characters, and I really liked using a Cockney accent better. My proper British accent is not my favorite. And I thought, there's no way I'm going to do this. But yeah, I listened to them, and they said just, Colleen directed me. Colleen Blinkenberry was the director for the first few episodes, and she just directed me into she's very sweet. I guess the words that I would use to describe Lizzie, which is really how I got to the voice, I never really thought of this is what she should sound like. It was all about, this is her personality, and this is who she is, and whatever voice comes out is the voice that comes out, because I'm not going to define my voice and then have to throw the acting in later. But I would always say that Lizzie is somebody that loves so much, to the point that she would find a bunny and think it was so cute, she would love it to death, literally kill it, because she was using it so much. So she's very high-strung, but she just wants everything to be perfect and for everybody to be happy, because she loves them and adores them to the point that she's sometimes a little psycho. And I just love her so much because of that. It was so much fun to play.
It's great unless you're the bunny.
Exactly.
Over there.
Yes, this is wrong for you. What was your most romantic, emotional scene that you ever done?
Most emotional, dramatic scene you've ever done?
I had a scene at the beginning of Blue Exorcist, which was pretty tough. Has anyone seen Blue Exorcist?
I'm just now seeing it.
Just watching it. So I think episode 2, his dad is getting killed by Satan. Yeah, and there's some...
Jay, when that happens?
Well, his adopted father.
Oh, alright.
Yeah, without ruining too much of the show.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, well, he is the son of Satan, so I guess Satan wasn't killing himself.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But yeah, that was pretty rough for me. Yeah.
You know what?
The first one that comes to mind, I was playing like a 9-year-old little girl who had been pretty much buried alive, or they buried her. They forgot either. I don't remember the specifics of it because it was a little while ago that I recorded. They
I know she's around here somewhere. Well, let's go have lunch.
coffin, and my character was screaming, trying to find her way out, and didn't know what had happened. And that was like a really twisted situation to find yourself in. First of all, you're putting yourself in this, of being a small child, waking up in a box, and the way they animated it was genius. All you heard was like little fingers on the top of, and it was black. So I'm watching a screen of just black, and then a little light comes on, and she sees her hand in the coffin. So it was from her perspective, which was just traumatizing. So yeah, that was a little rough.
Yikes.
I tend to play a lot of emotional, dramatic characters.
In the car.
One that comes to mind, it was years ago. I directed, but I also did one of the main characters in this series, Samurai X. And I'm forgetting
Yeah.
the character.
You had a disease and you were dying, and I wrote that. I was crying while I was writing it, and she was crying while she was doing it. And I directed it and wrote it, and that was very touching. It was very sad. She was very sweet, and she had some disease that she was dying of.
But I've done so many emotional, dramatic roles. One of the games that I directed that really comes to mind was Jade Cocoon. And I don't know whether any of you have ever played it.
Or heard of it? The one guy.
I mean, and it's
It's the
about...
only guy that bought the game.
Thank you. Or as Jimmy Kimmel would say, thank you. I don't know how he does it. Thank you.
Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon.
Right.
Jimmy Fallon.
Get your Jimmy
Thank
straight.
you. He
Actually, it was
does
Jimmy Stewart that she said.
anyhow, in Jade Cocoon, it's about what women do for the men in their lives, and every time they give of themselves, they lose one of their layers, one of their cocoons. And when the woman has given all she can in a life, then all the cocoons are gone, and she dies. And I mean, just hearing that, it's just an amazing, amazing game. And talk about women's roles. I mean, one of my favorite all time.
For me, it was. I kind of lost it in the booth, and I never do. It was some game, and I've got to get the name of this from Keith. It's over at PCB. We did it, but I played basically the Prince of Hell. And I was in love with the Angel of Heaven, and we both were totally in love with each other, but our factions were at war. And the writing on this thing was just phenomenal. It was written like a feature film. It was just really well written, and I got really caught up in it, and I just went with it, and it just really tore me up. And that was one time it just really affected. And that's nice if you're in the booth and you're doing something, you just allow it to affect you and go with it, and it just, because great stuff comes out from that. And that was you know, it doesn't happen often. Usually you have to just kind of act it, but this just really came out, and it was great. It was really